Hello, I'm gonna give a try to Panzer General. I played through the tutorial and I'm gonna go for Poland 39 campaign with the general difficulty, which is minus 30% to prestige. It says it's slightly more challenging level intended for veterans of Panzer Corps series who have just started their career in Panzer Corps 2. So let's play. As a newly minted general in the Wehrmacht, it falls upon you to spearhead the German invasion of Poland, prove your mettle in combat. Always choose your avenue of assault wisely, as future decisions will dramatically impact your campaign and even the course of the war. Strategic warning: more close quarters combat and sieges in the southern route, more mobile and open ground warfare in the northern route. Well, mobile open ground warfare seems like fun, so let's go north. Okay, so I'll go with let's see, what do we want to call this guy? I know it's a German general, but we'll call him Patton. Or better yet, let's see, let's call him Napoleon. What do you consider your strengths? So I've looked at these. I think that the best choice is Liberator. 50% prestige for capturing flags. Cost of 2, so it'll cost both of my choices. I think I'm going to do that. As for the weaknesses, I've looked at these. I was thinking about slow modernization. Can upgrade no more than 3 units per mission. I'm tempted to do that. Let me think for a second. It would give me 2 more picks, and let's see if I have 2 that I like. I like Panzer General. Tank units cost 25% less slots because I think I'll have a lot of tanks. I also like this industry connections. Get prototypes. Is there another 1-pointer that's good? Let's see. This one could be okay, but I think probably on the first turn there won't be that much combat, so it'll mainly be the +3, +2, and +1 initiative. I don't think that's worth it. Additional auxiliary slots. I don't really want to play auxiliary units because they don't carry through, so all the experience they gain is wasted. I don't see anything great here, so I don't think it's worth taking slow modernization. The only thing that might be worth it is this 25% less slots for tanks. So actually, I kind of think it might be worth it to get Panzer General. 25% less slots for tanks. So let's say I'm running 8 tanks and each takes, let's say, 3 slots. That's 24 slots. That would give me an additional 6 slots of units. That's pretty good. In slow modernization, I don't think I would modernize that many units per mission. Like, let's say I'm running 8 tanks and tanks get to be upgraded, then yeah, that would be bad because I could only upgrade 3 of my 8 tanks. But generally I'd probably be running different lines of tanks, so I may not want to upgrade them all at the same time. Tough call there. Maybe it's better to go with... Let's try it. I think I'll try it. So I can upgrade only 3 per mission. Transport upgrades and overstrength don't count. But my tanks take less. 25% less slots. So... Hopefully I don't regret
salute your
this.
impeccable timing here, General.
Okay, here's the
My
briefing.
telephone
I'll
call will
blow
hide
through
command
it.
just during these briefings, I will be your
Primary objective, capture all victory
As you can see,
hexes.
we're deploying your new Panzer Corp
Deploying your Panzer Corps to Jastrow to cut the Danzig Corridor by advancing to the Vistula River. And briefing. Okay, we're at turn 1 of 15, so there's no setup, no chance to buy more units, so I'll just have to roll out with what I have. So, what I've got is, it looks like, let's see here. Unit stats panel, unit list. Okay, so I've got a Pioneer with trucks, 2 Wehr infantry, 2 Panzer 1Bs, 2 Panzer 2Cs. So these just had machine guns, I think, so, or really light caliber guns. So these are going to be not very good against tanks. These are going to be better against tanks. I'm sure these are much better against tanks than these. 1 armored car, recon, 2 artillery, a 75mm and 105mm. So 1 really small artillery, it looks like that's horse transport, and 1 larger artillery pulled by a truck, 2 fighters, and then 1 Stuka. So, looking at the map, I think, well, there are 3 definite objectives that I need. There's an airfield here, and then up here it looks like there's an airfield. There's 3 objectives, one of them is an airfield, so I mean this would be nice to get to build up my prestige. And I have 15 turns, which seems like a long time. So here's a village, another village. I think what I'll try to do is take all of these, and I'm sure they've got artillery and other things back here, so I want to try to cross the river here to flank or get behind these 2 cities. Especially because this city, I would have to cross the river to get it. So I think I'll send 1 force south here, along this road through I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sure I mutilated that. And then I'll send another force north to take this town, and then come south to help seize the last 2 cities. So that'll be my general plan. I see here an infantry. These Panzer 1s should be fine against infantry, so I'll probably send them after that guy. My 75mm artillery is here, and I see here there's an anti-tank gun. So I want to use infantry generally against an anti-tank gun, not tanks. I've got an infantry that's able to reach. Looks like my 2 infantry in the back, my pioneers are in the front. How do we want to approach this? We've got some planes. So generally, at least in previous Panzer Corps, the Stukas were good against equipment, not against troops as much. So, I think this infantry, let's start out with, I'm going to need infantry in the south to take this town. These 2 towns, this town and this town. I'm going to need infantry here, but I think I'll want a fast-moving infantry. So the pioneers have trucks, so probably I'll try to send... I could send this infantry north. I was thinking I'd send the pioneer north since he has trucks, but I think I'll send the pioneers south actually, because we know we're going to assault this, and then I know probably from behind we'll assault this and this, so I'm tempted to send the pioneers south. If I send them to this hex, then in the next turn they'll be able to move 1, 2, because they only move 2. The infantry looks like they move 3, so the pioneers, I'll send them here, and then they'll be able to move next turn 1, 2 to assault this town. That seems like a good hex for them, and they also should be pretty good against a anti-tank gun once it's softened up. So I'm probably going to send them right here, and then this guy, I think I'll send him south. I don't want to assault this town right away. So what I'll do is I'll send him, I'll force march him. He gets to force march, I think, every 2 turns. That looks like that's an armored car. So, that'll probably be a tough attack for the infantry because although armored cars in towns might not be too good because they'll probably have to use their close defense, which is going to be low. So maybe that'll work out okay. I think I'm okay to send this guy here. And then I will move the artillery forward and bombard this anti-tank gun to soften it up. Looks like we got 3 suppression on it. And then this guy, I'm going to bombard this infantry to soften it up. And I'll save his move. I'll figure out later where to send him. And then I'm sure that the Polish will send fighters out, so I've got to be a little bit careful what I do with my Stuka. He's going to need to be reinforced by, or he's going to need to have fighters adjacent to him. So I think what I'll do is I'll send him here to bomb these anti-tank guns. Actually, let's see. What could my tanks do? Yeah, my tanks would get murdered by those. So I'll send this Stuka here to bomb it. And then if I get it to retreat, I'll send a fighter on top of it that could also escort the Stuka and bomb it in the hex it retreats to. So that way it'll be adjacent to the Stuka at the end of the turn to escort it. So now let's see what we have. 0-2. So let's take this attack. He's down to 4. So now I should be able to hit him pretty safely with my tanks. I'm still not that good. I think what I'll do here is I'll force march this guy to here, and then I'll attack him. So let's see if we can do 3 and make him retreat. Then the fighter can probably finish him. Let's see. He's down to 2. Unfortunately, I didn't knock him to 1. The fighter's only going to kill 1. That's all we can do, though, I think. Let's see. So we'll bomb that guy. Now the fighter will also escort the Stuka. So next, oh, and by the way, recon units, if they're adjacent when a unit attacks, they add 5% to the unit's accuracy. So that unit would have actually been really nice to have adjacent to this guy when the others attack, because then he would probably be dead. But I forgot about that. So next, let's try to soften this guy up. We've already used all of our artillery. We only have 1 plane left. I think let's go ahead and bomb him with the plane. Make him a little bit weaker, and then let's see, I can do a 1 loss, 5 kills. So I think what I'd like is to have the, I mean, this is really going to be the only other unit I attack this turn. So let me put the armored car adjacent, and then that will let me yeah, see that without the armored car, so let me undo this move. Without the armored car, this tank would take 1 loss, cause 5. With the armored car, which adds 5% to the accuracy of the tank and all other units attacking, it could take 0 losses. Actually, I might not move it there. Let's see. If I move it here, that's going to drive it northwest, and I'd have to chase it. I don't want to do that. Let me drive it down into my line of advance. So now with the armored car, I can take 0 losses and cause 6, unless random factor changes it, and of course it did. I lost 1, and I caused, it looks like 7 maybe. So this guy should be able to finish it maybe. Actually, let's get the armored car. The armored car's out of moves, so I think I'll drive it back toward the armored car so that I can then kill it. The only other question is, do I want to try to capture this town? Doesn't seem urgent. So yeah, let me drive him back to the armored car. so I can use the attack of the armored car. Not necessary, he's dead. This guy got an overrun, but an overrun just means you get to keep moving and attacking, but his movement's all used, so he can't do anything. The armored car is all used up now. I think I want to send these guys south to deal with that armored car. The question is, will there be other tanks in the advance up here that I have to deal with? And because these Panzer 1s are not going to be very good at dealing with tanks, but I can always use the Stuka, so I think I will. Okay, so I think I'll finish off this anti-tank gun. Why not? On my way south. And this way, this tank can go south or north next turn. This tank, I think, pretty sure I'm going to attack that armored car with him, but I could take this town and then still reach the armored car next turn, no problem. And that way I don't have to stop a unit in the town next turn. That seems like a good idea. And I'm going to want this artillery within range, I believe, of that armored car. But I bet he's got a really long spotting range. Let's see, spotting of 3. So if I put the artillery here, I'm pretty sure he's going to move out and attack the artillery, which I really don't want to take losses on this artillery. So I think I'll put it... here's the thing with artillery. So if I move it, let's say here, he's got a range of 3. So he can then attack the town on with his fire action next turn, and then he can move a long way because you see the little truck icons. This means he'll stay in the truck if he moves there. The truck icon with the arrow means he'll move and then dismount, but he can't fire after moving with the truck. So if I move him, let's say here, and then I want to go attack that town with the armored car. I want to fire at the town with the armored car. What would happen next turn is I would have to move him 1, which this little dot is the 1 move he won't get in the truck, and then he could still fire. So he could go from here to here and then shoot the town. But that would be it. He would stay here. Then let's say next turn I wanted to attack the next town. I'll call it Bijatsk. From here he couldn't attack it because he would have to use the truck. He would get in the truck. Even if he moved short enough distance that he could dismount from the truck, you can't fire after dismounting from the truck. So he wouldn't be available then on turn 3 to attack this town. But if I move him to, let's say, here, now he's within 3 of the armored car town. He could fire at the beginning of next turn, then get in the truck, move over to, let's say, here or here, and on turn 3 be available to shoot at this town. So this seems to be a superior hex, assuming I'm going to attack the town next turn, compared to something like this, which might be a little more flexible, but doesn't let me get a shot in at the town and then still move in the truck. So I think what I'll do is go here, and then he dismounts. He's ready to fire at the town. He's spotted by this armored car. It's very possible that the Polish Air Force will try to strike him because he's spotted, and the AI loves to hit artillery. It's also quite vulnerable, so he might get hit, but he's less vulnerable dismounted, I think, than he would be in a truck. So that hex seems good. That really just leaves, I think, this tank to decide on, and I believe that this hex should be a fine hex because I can really reach anywhere from this hex next turn. Might as well take the prestige, do a little scouting, and then no unit has to stop here to take this next turn. It's already seized. So let's see, that should be it. I'll end the turn. Turn 1 done. Here comes the Polish Air Force. Very nice, the Polish bomber was ambushed, and the armored car came out of the town to strike my artillery. Ouch, but that's okay, just 3 losses. It looks like there's some cavalry here now and an infantry unit. So We have to shoot down this plane. That would be pretty awesome. So let's start with that. I'll grab a BF-109. What I'll do is I'll place it, I think, here. Because then that might let it escort an artillery that moves, or I should say fly air cover for an artillery that moves. I won't be able to quite kill it with one shot, it looks like. It's down to 2. Now the conundrum is, if I use my Stuka on this armored car, which I almost have to do because it's pretty good against equipment, and I have other things that'll work against this cavalry. I think I want to go after the armored car, so I'll do that. Now the question is, do I send my fighter to escort this Stuka, or do I send it to shoot this guy down? So I think I can wait on that decision until I see how the attacks go against this armored car. I think likely I'm going to send it to shoot down this bomber, but let's see how things go against this armored car. I would kind of like to shoot him, but I also want to get reinforcements so this guy's full strength for the following turn. What I could do is I'll fire this 75mm at him. That suppresses him, and now let's see what my tank can do. Yep, no losses taken if I send my tank after him, so let me do that. He's now down to 1, so the question now is, do I send my fighter to shoot down this bomber, or do I send it to finish the armored car? To me, I want to maintain momentum in the attack, so I don't really want to send another ground unit backward to kill this armored car. I want to kill him with air so that I can keep marching forward with my ground units. So I think this guy at 2 strength, this bomber, will be pretty weak in the future, so he's not going to be a big threat, or the AI is going to have to spend a lot of prestige to rebuild him, and he's not a very good bomber to start with, I don't think. I think I'm better off to kill the armored car and at the same time escort my Stuka, and that'll allow my ground units to keep marching forward. So let's go with that. So I'll fly the Messerschmitt, the ME-109 over, kill him. Now my Stuka is escorted in case some Polish fighters show up. This guy's already moved. I can now reinforce this artillery. I'll put elite replacements into him, even though he doesn't have much experience. It's going to cost 125. I've got 715. That's okay. I'll build him up. Next, I want to capture this town. So what do I capture it with? I'll wait on that decision. Let's deal with these guys. I'm not going to have any artillery or any planes to deal with them, which means I don't even think I'm going to attack them this turn, because I'll probably take pretty big losses. Let's see. Yeah, that's a 1-5. That's pretty reasonable. And I've also got... I should have another tank. Yeah, he's a 2-5. I think I will attack him just to keep making progress. So the question is, do I attack the cavalry or do I go after the infantry? I'm tempted to go after the infantry and sort of encircle the cavalry, because I do have 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks plus these pionere, I think that's how you say it, available. With this, oh sorry, these are the pioneers, so they can't reach anything, but I could take this town with them. Maybe not my best move though. I think what I'll do, I'll go ahead and make the decision about the town. I'll take the town with this guy, this infantry, which will allow him to move 1, 2, 3 and attack the next town next turn. So let me do that. Take the town. I don't even think I'm going to get to attack this town next turn, because this artillery would be crucial in support and he won't be available to fire next turn at this town. So I think it's 2 turns away that I'll be able to attack that town. These pioneers, since I'm not going to be able to attack the town next turn, I'm thinking about reinforcing them back to 15. The other option would be to set them up to make an assault against these units next turn, but I would rather just keep them strong, so I'll put some elite replacements in. that really just leaves me with the 4 tanks plus this infantry to make attacks here. I really like the idea of sort of cutting off this cavalry because I don't want them to retreat into these woods and I have to dig them out. So I think I'm going to go here. There's some more infantry, gee whiz. I want to make this attack, but the question is, can I make the attack better by putting the armored car or another tank in the area? I think that's pretty reasonable. I think I'll get a mass attack and an encircled bonus. I think the encircled bonus won't help me immediately, but the mass attack would be good. So now, since I have 2 units next to him, I get a small bonus. It's still a -1, -5, but probably there's some fractional in there that helps me. I also don't want him to retreat to this hex because that would be a difficult hex to dig him out of. I want him to retreat here. So the question is, if I attack him, where's he going to retreat to? I just don't know. I bet he retreats toward the rear and into this hex. I don't see a way to force him out of there because I can't get anything into that hex. Or can I? Nope. So let me just make this attack. I'll see what happens. Okay, he didn't retreat yet. Now, if I attack here, he's probably going to go into those woods if I force him to retreat. If I put the armored car there, then I would get a bonus against him. I think I'll attack without the bonus. See what happens. Yep, into the woods we go. And then I probably can kill him off by going here. Let's just finish him because I don't want him to be reinforced. I still have to deal with him. Let's do that. He's gone. I lost 2 though, unfortunately. That's a shame. And then what we want to do is lock down this cavalry as much as possible. So let's go, I believe, here. And then let's go into the town. I don't really love the odds against this cavalry. Maybe I'll sit in the town, in this village. I want to be able to move these guns up and not let the cavalry reach it. So I think what I'll do is I'll move the guns here, they'll dismount, and then I'll put the infantry here so that the cavalry can't get to the guns. And then I think I'll forego attacks here. I think that's not a very good attack. Next turn I'll be able to bombard it. I think haste would make waste there. So I believe I'm done. Let's see what units are left. Just these 2, and there are no attacks I want to make there, so I'm going to end the turn. Turn 2 done. It's bombed. Just suppression. Attacked. I lost 1 here, but cost 4 to the infantry. Now it's turn 3. So let's deal with the south. We will march up to this town. I know we're not going to be able to attack it yet, but let's scout it out. Let's see what it holds. An anti-tank gun. Interesting. Maybe I can attack it. So what I could do is I could move my Stuka to hit this town. It would only cause 1 though, whereas it would cause 4 on that cavalry. The difference. Yeah. I could attack it. I think I might wait though to hit that. And let's deal with the north first. So the Stuka could cause 2 casualties in the woods to the infantry, or 4 in the open. Okay, this artillery can't reach this infantry. Even if I moved him forward 1 and fired, he still wouldn't reach because he only has 2 range. So I'm sure I'm going to have to fire him with this artillery, or this cavalry, so let's do that. Then next, let's see what else we want to do to the cavalry. If I bomb him, I think I'm gonna bomb him with the Stuka. So he's down to 11, partially suppressed. And what I can do here is, actually let me get rid of this unit status panel. Unit list. Okay, so I can do a 0-3 attack here. If I move the recon unit up, I wonder if that would increase. I bet it would be a better attack. So let's move the recon up. Question is, do I go here to prevent him retreating into the town? I think I will. How many move does this guy have? He's got a move of, let's look at him. Move of 8. So I believe if I move him here, I can still get him adjacent to this infantry, which is what I want. So let's move him here. Then let's make this attack. It's still a 0-3. Probably retreat. No, he didn't. Okay. And then let's bring this guy down to try to finish him or nearly finish him. Let's see. No, he's got 4 left. So this guy, I think I'll reinforce him with elite replacements. This guy, actually the armored car, I think I'll make an attack on him. That finished him off. I got a breakthrough, or at least he has 2 movement left. So I think what I want is the armored car next to this guy so that I can attack him with this infantry. So let's get this tank out of the way. Where do we want him? Let's send him out along the road to see what we can see. It's a little dangerous. He might get ambushed, but I don't think they have any more here. They've already thrown so much at me. So that leaves the armored car to move here. His attack is done. That allows this infantry. Wow, 5 losses. I won't be able to attack that, certainly. So I'll move the infantry up. These guys are all moved, except the armored car. And then I will move the gun up. If I move it here, it will dismount. And I think that's what I want. Yep, let's get him forward. Now I can move, I can kill off this bomber. Let's finish him. And then, what else do I want to do? I know I'm not going to attack this yet, so let's just move up my pioneers. Don't want them in trucks, it's too dangerous. And then I'll get the artillery. I think I'll move it. These guys probably have a spotting range of 2, most units do, so spotting 2, yep. So I'll move the artillery up. I don't want them within 2 because I don't want that unit to see them. Here's a little dangerous, a little more flexible though. This is close to the road, so I can move faster in the future. I think I'll commit this guy to the southern advance. I'll just move him to here. Now he's within 3 of the town. He'll be able to fire for sure next turn at the town. Oh, I don't want this guy next to the anti-tank gun because the anti-tank gun will definitely take a shot at him. So I'll force the anti-tank gun to leave town if it wants to fire at my tank by moving the tank here. Okay. And then do I want to knock one off the tank or one off the woods? I think I will sort of cover. Not really sure. I think take the chance to, well, what's this guy like? 1-4. He's already a good attack. And I'll have the pioneer as well. Wish I could undo the pioneer. I can't really undo him. I undo the tank when I hit undo, so let's move him here. And I will go hit the infantry in the woods. Hopefully I knock him down, yep. Still, there aren't any good attacks to make. So let's call it done, I believe. What's left? Yep, 2 attacks. I could make this attack. I think it might be worth it. I'll just do it. Oh, I didn't take a loss. Sweet. Okay, he lost 3, I lost 1. So I didn't cause 4, but I also didn't take the 1 point loss myself, so that's a great outcome. Now I'll end the turn. Ouch. Looks like a little tankette came out and blasted my artillery pretty good. But this is my cheap artillery, so it shouldn't cost much to replace his losses. So we need to deal with this tank. I think that's exactly what the Stuka is made for here. Right after this tank. Let's go get him. Okay. And then next, I believe we want to bring this tank back to hit him. We want to force him. I hate to drive him straight back because that's going to put my other tanks back here somewhere. If I attack here, he may retreat there, which is probably preferable. So let's go for that. And hit him. 3, hit him for 4, but now he's back 1. Let's hit him with a fighter so we can escort the Stuka. I'm starting to think there are no Polish fighters in this scenario because none have come out yet, but let's be safe one last time. I'm sure there aren't now. This guy needs reinforcement, but I think let's use him this turn to finish off this tank. Done. I got an overrun, which means I can put my reinforcements in. Perfect. He's reinforced. And then I can reinforce this artillery. I'll do that. Now I have to deal with this infantry. I could hit him for... I could kill him with this tank. I think that's the best thing to do here. I'll move the tank forward. Hopefully kill him off. Let's see. Yep, done. That'll allow me to put in replacements for this infantry. And that leaves my armored car to move forward. I think everything else here is moved, right? I've still got 1 fighter left. I think I'll save that fighter. So let's look in the south. I'll bombard the town. Now I should be able to attack without a loss by the infantry. I should have used the pioneer. Doggone it, because now the pioneer can't reach. But I think I can also use this tank. Okay. I could fly this fighter forward to get some experience for him. Or I could fly him over here. I think I like this better. Let's start to whittle down this cavalry. And then let's take a go at him with the tank. The question is, do I want to capture the town at the same time? Boy, I wish I had used the pioneer on this guy. The pioneer will dismount if I move him into this town, which is probably a good move. Let's do that. That'll capture the town. Then this guy, I would like to take the airfield, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that without leaving the artillery and trucks when it moves on to the airfield. So let's drive him back this way. Hopefully he's gone. I got an overrun. Oh good, I can still take the airfield. So I think what I want to do is take this airfield, bing, and then let's get the artillery forward and dismounted where it can fire across the river when I cross it next turn. Oh, I bet I still have a move from this guy. Yep. Oh, wait. Let's use the forced march move. Maybe. No, the problem with forced march is he would move across the river. I wouldn't be able to move the artillery to here and still have a dismount, so he'd be unsupported. That's probably pretty dangerous. I think I'd rather have him with the artillery behind him on the river. So let's do that. Okay. And now I've just got my armored car remaining. I don't really want to take losses on this armored car. I think for now, let's move down here and scout out the area in the south, and then I'll run him back north to support that advance next turn. Although he's faster on the road because he's wheeled. You can see he gets the extra hex on the road. So next time, I don't know how far he'd make it cross country, but I think he could make it up here to get involved with his cavalry. So yeah, let's move him down and see what they have. Just an infantry that I can see. I don't really believe it. I bet there's more. So I think we can move this tank forward another hex along the road. Let's do that. And that's it. Let's end the turn. Ah, another tankette. And the cavalry banging on my lead. Panzer 1. That was pretty heavy losses. Okay, turn 5. So we have tons of time. Time is definitely not an issue here in this scenario. Let's go ahead and cross the river in the south first. I think what I'd like to do is... tank should be pretty tough to damage. So I think I'm going to let the tank be my lead here. Yeah. Okay, there's an artillery. Darn, I wish I hadn't led with the tank. Because then I could have used the tank to go hit this artillery. Ah, well. It's done now. So I want to put the Pioneer up here. He'll dismount. Okay, so let's next move the infantry up, and this will let us sort of shield behind our artillery, which will dismount once it moves. I could move it one and fire, but I think I'd rather just get it up. Ooh, there's a tank. Another tank at FT-17. So, what's the range on this artillery? Let's check. Range 2. So he would have to move up to hit my artillery. I think I want to get my artillery up here in case he attacks my units with his tank. So just we'll move it up here and not fire it this turn. Okay, so next, that's the south. Next thing I need to do probably is consider moving my Stuka up, because look, his range, he can hit the cavalry in the forest, but that's not a very effective attack. I think I'm going to move him to this airfield. And then this guy, I'll also move to the forward airfield. And I'll keep this guy, I'll make a decision on him later once I decide whether I need him to hit something. So, up here, we should be able to fire this artillery if we move him one, so let's do that. And then to dig the cavalry out of the forest, what are our choices here? None good. Boy, the cavalry's tough in the forest, I'll tell you. I can get after that tankette with my Panzer II. I don't want to drive him... I don't think I could drive him... I think I want to drive him north. Actually, I don't think it matters where I put him. So, let's go here. And then let's try to get the bonus for the armored car on both of these guys. Let's make this attack. Hopefully we'll get lucky and do 4 to him. Nope, we did 2. And then, ah, darn, that was a mistake. This guy now cannot reach him. So, are we going to have an attack on these guys. I already fired my artillery. I could move in with this fighter and bomb him. I could hit him for 2 with the fighter apparently. Let's do that. Okay, he's down to 8. Now what can I get? Let's see, a 1-6. That's pretty effective. So let's do that. Okay. Then I should be able to finish him with this guy. Oh, this is perfect because now he can get right in here and hit this tank and finish it. And then this armored car can finish this cavalry. The recon finishes him off. I can reinforce my Panzer 1. Now, one question in my mind here is, I know it's cheaper to reinforce your units between scenarios in the deployment phase than it is to reinforce them during. And since this scenario is kind of winding down, one possibility is that I would not spend 104 points to reinforce this guy, and I would just take the town without him. But 104 isn't that much. I think I'm going to go ahead and play it safe and reinforce him now. I don't think it's that much that I would save by reinforcing between. I might save 50 or 50 prestige or something like that. But I'll go ahead and spend the prestige, get him upgraded. This guy got an overrun, so I can move him another hex forward. Let's do that. And then I think that's everybody. Let's see. I don't want to attack there. Yep. There's nothing left to do really. I'll end the turn. Boy, a lot has happened in 5 turns. So I got hit. This artillery doesn't fire because I think this artillery only fires versus soft targets. So here it says artillery support provides support fire to adjacent friendly units attacked by enemies unarmored units with soft target type. So that's why he didn't fire against this tank, because he only responds to attacks by soft units. I think bigger caliber artillery will fire versus tanks, but this smaller caliber 105mm will not. Okay, so now next thing is what to do with this Stuka. I'm tempted to go after this artillery. I think that's what I'll do with him. Although I could knock 4 off of that tank. That's pretty darn good. Maybe I'll do that. And then I could use something else to go after the artillery. I'm not going to attack Chelmno this turn. So I think I'll go after the tank. I think I'll use the BF-109 on the artillery. I'll use the Stuka on the tankette. Then I think I'll push forward to hit this artillery. That will allow me to hit this guy for 1. I think we'll use the Pioneer for that. And then I'll also move the infantry up, finish it. Then I'll slide the artillery over 1 so that the infantry can't come out and attack me, although I don't think it would anyway. It's really entrenched there. 9 out of 10 entrenchment. That's a pretty big entrenchment. Okay, so now the north. There's an infantry here I need to finish off, and then the town. So how to kill this infantry? Really, I need the artillery to fire at him. Artillery is not available. I will use my force march here to sort of get up to the town, but I'll wait to move him. I think I'm not going to attack that infantry this turn. Instead, I think I'm just going to move my fighter to the front airfield. And then I will kind of reinforce everybody that needs it. And then I'm just going to move up next to the infantry to kind of pin it. Or do I want to sweep around the north side here? I know this move won't work because he'll hit the zone of control of the infantry in town. So what if I went... you know what, I'll go here. And that should reveal the town. So let's do that. And then I will go, I think here. I want to take the airfield because then I can put a plane up there if I want to. And so then next I'll move this guy up. I'll then move the truck up. I think if I put him here, next turn he can move one and fire versus either the infantry or the town. So I'll put him there. Stays on his horse-drawn carriage. And then I don't think this guy is going to move out and attack my artillery. There's some chance this guy could attack my artillery. So I think what I'll do is I'll move the armored car here. Okay, so now I have two hard targets that his infantry could attack. They may attack him. But the recon is sort of pulled back. Hopefully he won't come after the recon because it's a little bit softer. I think the turn's done. End turn. He did move up and he attacked my infantry. Interesting. And he's also attacking here with something. Looks like an anti-tank gun. Wow. Caused a lot of damage to my Panzers. So, what to do? I think I need to start reducing the entrenchment on this town. So I could fire at the town. The Stuka. I could do 4 to that anti-tank gun. I really like that idea. I could do 3 to the infantry. I think I'll go after the anti-tank gun. I don't know quite where that guy came from. He must have been on the bridge there. Okay, so now we need to finish off the artillery and the anti-tank gun. So I think I won't reinforce this tank. I think I'll just play out the rest of the scenario without reinforcing him. So I'll attack this, kill that artillery. Now I need to kill that anti-tank, which I can do. I think I'll use this infantry, although I'd like to get the experience on my pioneer, but he can totally kill it, which would be nice. I didn't kill it. That's okay, I can finish it with something else. And then I think I'll fire this guy at this town, which is the next objective. Tempted to move him here. I don't think that infantry is going to come out to kill him, so I'll take the chance. I don't know why I did that. I probably shouldn't have done it. Okay, so next, we want to go up here and work on this infantry. So right now we don't have any great attacks on it, but that's okay. We can bombard it. And then we can whack it with this tank. And then I'll bring this other... Could use the armored car on it. Or actually better, I can use this tank on it. This is a better idea. So let me move this tank down here. Oh, or I could finish this guy. Interesting. Let's do this. Let's bring the armored car down here. Finish off this anti-tank gun. Then let's bring this tank down. Get him some experience finishing this guy because you can use the armored car's accuracy to increase his damage. So he's got an overrun? Nope, no overrun. This guy is already fired. This guy needs reinforcements, so let's take care of that. Then the question is, do I bring this guy all the way down here, or do I capture the airfield? I think I'll capture the airfield, so that I can start sending some units there. This guy's already fired. I think I will just leave him there. No reason really to move him. I'll move this guy here, so that I can take this flag next turn if I want to. I don't know what's left to move. I think I have a plane, so I can send the plane. Actually, can he fly all the way up there? Yeah, I don't even need to send him to that airfield. So, I could finish that guy with the plane. I think that's not a bad idea. Let's do that. Oh, no, he won't finish him. Hold on. Is there anything he can cause damage to? No. So, we'll take a shot with the plane. Let's just see. Maybe it'll kill him. Yep, done. And then with the last plane, I could just maybe take a shot at this guy. I don't think it'll kill anything, so I probably won't do it. I think I'm done. I've still got an armored car movement. Let's move him here. That's it. End of turn. Turn 8. Okay, here this guy's dug in at a level of 8, so we'll reduce it. And then the Pioneer's going to take losses, I think. Let's also reduce this guy. Let's move this infantry up. We're not ready to assault that city yet. Also, it looks like I can't take this flag until I take this hex, so nothing can be done there. I could move away from the city to prevent him from attacking me, but I don't think I really care if he attacks me. I could move the armored car up here to get accuracy there, but I think what I'll do is move it here to increase my accuracy, and then I can use the Stuka to cause 1 damage there. Let's do that. And then let's see what the Pioneers can do. 2-7. So I think I just will take this attack. Kind of get things moving. Out he comes. I can move over here with the tank, finish him off. Maybe I should have used a fighter to do a damage to get a little more experience for the fighters, but should be okay. Okay, this guy moves up. Now we need to seize the city. Oh wait, let me undo this guy's move, and instead I'll take the city with him. Or do I want to take the city with this guy? Yeah, let's do that. We'll take the city with this guy. And then I'll move up my Pioneers. I suspect I'll get attacked if I move up. Let's see. I'll just move him to here. I'll let him attack my regular infantry, not my Pioneers. This guy's moved. This guy can go here and maybe help me get a more of a mass attack bonus on that city. This tank, I might be able to move him up here and get more mass attack bonus here. So let's do that. What's left? I don't think the fighters will do any good against the city, so I'm not even going to try it. Done with this turn. On to turn 9. Okay, turn 9. I know we want to hit this city, so let's start with that. Let's move this guy up. Let's move the Pioneers into position. Move this guy into position. Move the armored car for accuracy. His entrenchment is at 8. And send in the Stuka. Knocking down 1. 14. I could do a 3-6. Okay, no real reason to rush that until I see how this is going to turn out. So here we'll bombard him. He's now entrenched at a level of 7. Cannot attack him yet, so let's just encircle him. I think I'll take a shot with a fighter. Doubt he's going to hurt my fighter. Okay. And I think we have to wait a turn anyway. So I'll add a replacement to this guy. And I think I'm going to move my armored car back in case he decides to attack it. And that should be all that I need right now. Attack my tank. Did a point to it. Took a point. Not a great trade for me in the long run, but it'll help me take the city this turn. Let's see. Okay, up here. Let's bombard. So now I'm still not even close to taking this city. So let's switch the Stuka to hit the northern city. Because we've got to move things along up here if we want to take it before the game ends. And we won't attack anything. This guy, I'm going to move him back away from him. I'm going to reinforce my pioneer. I won't attack anything this turn. I'll send in a fighter just to see if I can get lucky. The hit, nope. And then let's shift everything around here a little bit so that the armored car can come into play if I want it. Next turn, let's end the turn. Okay, fire again with the artillery on each. Let's see what we're looking at here. 3-3, not very good. Stuka will go up and hit for 1. Boy, this guy's a tough nut, I'll tell you what. So now I could hit him for 2. Or I would take 2, he would take 3. Let's wait one more turn. Here, 2-6. I don't think I want to hit him yet. Oh, we can cause 1 with our planes now that he's not so dug in. Let's leave it there for now. Another turn gone by. Turn 12. We'll bombard here. We'll bombard here. Now let's use the Stuka in the north. Can still only hit for 1, it looks like. Unless I get lucky. I kind of think I have to take a shot. I'm already at turn 12. I guess I can wait one more turn. But if I could attack here, then I could move the artillery up north to assist. So here, let's see. If I move the armored car here, now I can get a 2-7. I'll take that. He's retreated. Take the city and do some more damage. Oh no, game ended. Okay, so I don't want that. Let's review the battlefield. Load game. Autosave turn 12. Load. Okay, so here we don't want to take this city, but what we can do is bombard it, and we can fighter it. Then we can move the armored car adjacent. Then we can take our 2-7 shot. We can take our 0-2 shot. We put him in the swamp. That's not ideal, but it should be okay. This guy can finish him in the swamp. Okay, the city's still not taken. So now let's move our artillery within range of that northern city. Let's also send our pioneers up there. And then we can send our, let's bombard with our artillery. And then let's send our Stuka up to bomb the northern city. Attack it next turn. And I think that's all I want to do this turn. I think what I'll do is I'm going to move this guy out, shift this guy over, move my artillery over so he can't attack it. Let's hope he doesn't see these trucks. I think he only has a spotting of 2, so he shouldn't see them. We'll end this turn. Now next turn is going to be our coup de grace. So, 1. I wonder if I get more prestige for finishing early, and I've just lost a lot of prestige by not finishing early. That's quite possible. I'll check at the end of the scenario. Bombard here. And then we can make lots of good attacks. Okay, we'll move the Pioneer up to get the experience. Make an attack with Pioneer. Make another attack with... who needs experience? Let's see. I'd like to get experience on my infantry, so I'll do this. And then I'll take a tank and capture this objective for more prestige. And then, now that the map is ours, we will take this city with a... I don't know if you get prestige for it, but or experience, but I'll take it with that guy. Now, let's check this out. Do I get prestige for... There's no way to tell if I get prestige for finishing early. So we'll just... on we go. Continue.
Alles klar, Herr General.
Alright.
I've got good news for you. Your successes in the Danzig Corridor, coupled with von Rundstedt's advances south of you,
this is going to be
encircles the Polish
Danzig
capital of Warsaw.
Corridor,
In
taken,
order to prevent our
attack
enemy
Warsaw.
from establishing
Capture all victory hexes. It looks like it's a pretty
ultimate
deep
objective
map.
lies all the way in distant Vlodova. Along the way, our friends in the Luftwaffe have requested you to pacify the eastern outskirts of Warsaw.
The Luftwaffe wants us to take this
forward elements of
airfield.
10th Army have secured
We've got
Pullach
some German
here.
forces of
They
10th
lack
Army
the
down here at
resources to advance
Pullawi
on their own. I suggest reinforcing them if necessary.
that need reinforcements potentially to hold on to the airfield.
Good luck, Herr General.
Good luck. Okay. We got a hero. We'll stop here and continue with the next one.